Hello everyone, Man Adventures here. It's a new year, so that means it's time for a new episode of This Week in Keyboards. Yes, the weekly news show is back for 2020. Expect new episodes every Monday. So, we got some news this week, maybe a bit more than I expected, maybe not, we'll see. We're going to start the news off with GMK launches this month, some more GMK, and then some keyboards. Nice and simple. Starting us off is GMK Burgundy over on DixieMech. The popular and classic GMK Burgundy is now in its third round. So check it out on DixieMech. It's designed by Coco Breas. The base set will cost you $130, with the Hangul Alphas going for $45 and extra add-ons for $35. Every time I see GMK Burgundy pictures posted, I always see people saying, "Oh, I should have got GMK Burgundy when it ran." I'm usually one of those people as well, so don't worry about that. Don't make that mistake again and consider checking it out. It's a great set to have in your arsenal of GMK. The estimated shipping is going to be around June or July 2020. Next up on novel keys is GMK Peach Blossom. Designed by Kema, this set features pink and white keycaps. I mean, very, very pink keycaps. The base kit is going for $100, and it looks like one way they were able to bring the price down is the exclusion of the numpad in the base kit. Cool. I do have one kind of small-ish worry about this set. I worry it's going to be the pink version of GMK Keyboard & Co., if you know what I mean. With the pink being so bright, I feel like there isn't much space brighter for the legends to really shine. I'm sure it'll be better in person, and no doubt it'll have legend visibility better than Keyboard & Co., but I still worry that it's not going to have as much contrast as we'd like for the legends. We'll have to see. You can check it out over on Novel Keys. Our next topic takes us over to the Key Company, where GMK Dark is running. Designed by Rooster Cogburn, GMK Dark is the GMK version of the very beloved black-on-black key sets we've seen in the past. Usually they're done as die-sub PBT, but now in GMK ABS goodness with this set. I think this set will find its footing quite well. The real question is whether or not people will like the shiny black on black, as your finger oils will eventually shine up that ABS. I think it could be pretty interesting, especially if you pair it up with GMK CMYK. The base kit is running for $120, isn't too horrible. The set's going to be running until the end of the month with no shipping estimate just yet. I imagine it'll probably be shipping a bit after GMK Burgundy if I was going to take a random guess. Okay, let's move on to some sets that will be running later this month. Starting that off is GMK Fuyu, which will be running on Kono.store on January 10th. Designed by McNoss, Fuyu represents Japan's alluring winters, filled with delicate, crunchy snow dusts, pagoda rooftops, frozen rivers, and icicles. As of writing this, I don't have prices yet, but the base kit looks pretty comprehensive and does include some accents and novelties. So wouldn't be surprised if we see at least a $150 price tag on the base kit alone. For some, that might be a real make or break compared to the more competitively priced sets this month, but if you really like that really clean blue and white look, this is going to be the set for you this month. Also running later this month on switchmod.net is GMK Metaverse. Designed by Dead Encryption, it'll be starting on January 18th with an estimated shipping window of mid-July 2020. The base kit will cost $115 if you're here in the US, which is a pretty good deal for what you get. All of the red novelties have been moved to either the Royal or Novelties kits. The first Metaverse run really picked up popularity after it shipped and pictures started circulating everywhere, so I think this is a great time to run round 2, still off the hot popularity of round 1, especially for those who missed it. Round 2 definitely seems like a pickup for me this month amongst the tough competition of GMK sets running. Full disclosure, I will be talking about this set later this month because I will be getting my own referral link for the set. So if you are planning on getting the set and you do want to support this channel, considering buying it through my referral link, which will be available later this month when this set launches. Yay and thank you. Last but not least in our keycap news is an intercheck for a set I might be excited for. We will see. What originally started as a DSA set has now made its way into the GMK headspace. GMK Alchemy by Alchemist Keyboards. So the original Alchemy set was designed by Chris Squires, and it was designed as DSA Alchemy. Chris Squires has given his full blessing to Alchemist Keyboards to bring the DSA Alchemy set into the modern world with a GMK version, and based on how well the colorway and idea for DSA Alchemy was liked, I think GMK Alchemy might do pretty decently. I mean, the main reason I didn't get DSA Alchemy was the first part of it, that DSA parts. The renders look decent. I'm curious to see where this goes, so keep your eye out. Let's talk about some keyboards now, and let's start it off with an interest check from IO3 for the Andromeda. The Andromeda is described as a summit-end Tenkeyless keyboard by IO3. So it looks like this board is being positioned as the peak of IO3's designs so far, and well, it looks like it. It's a damn good looker, if I have to say so myself. That curved and beautiful side, that bottom to back steel weight, It's going to have gasket mounting, which has been a trend that's been really popping off lately in our community, so a lot of people are going to like that. The case colors for the aluminum will be TBD. The weight is steel, the plate aluminum. The estimated weight is 3.2 kilograms for the parts mentioned, and a typing angle of 8 degrees. It'll be running through Canon keys in North America and DES keys in Asia. So, for a lot of IO3's designs in the past, they've run on KVD fans. Sometimes that means sacrificing a little bit of quality or tolerances for hitting some nice price points relative to other projects in our community. Now we're looking at an IO3 design that looks like it won't be making those sacrifices. So that's going to be exciting for a lot of people. You might be one of those people who are excited. I am. Speaking of excitement, how can you not be excited about our man Poner, who is back with another interest check? It's the Jubi, a 60% plus layout custom keyboard. The plus part of 60% plus refers to the two macro columns on the left side of the 60% typing cluster. So what do we know so far? 50 units available, $400 to $500 price. Will be running on switch plate sometime in the next few weeks. 6-degree typing angle, 60-63 aluminum, 17mm front height, seamless top mounted plate or PCB mounted. Semi-fixed aluminum plates. A quality Wilba PCB available in black, silver, or dark gray with a standard or windkeyless top, and a stainless steel weights. So Poner was hanging out in my Twitch chat in my last stream for my 2019 recap, and I asked him if there would be an HHKB version of the 60% cluster available, and it appears it will not be, as Poner said the aesthetics don't really work well with the macro pad on the left side. What do you all think of this? It's kind of a shame, but it is how it is. Do left-hand macro columns need to make a comeback? Are they just a more practical way of flexing your artisans? Yes they are, but that's okay. Okay, let's go back to IO3 because the Andromeda wasn't the only project we've been interest checked by IO3. IO3 also has shown off the Orbit X to us. It's a compact split ergonomic keyboard, described as a unification of comfortable ergonomic design with a high-end CNC milled case. The Orbit X will definitely find some love in the split keyboard community because, well, I mean, most of the options are kind of just layers of acrylic. This is a very nice option for a split case we haven't seen really since like the Unigo 66. The layout is essentially a split 45-ish%. The case will be aluminum with a custom cut PCB foam, top mounted plate, which is going to be a polycarbonate plate. There's also going to be an option for a polycarbonate wrist rests. Yay. So it's not going to be wireless. Both halves will be connected through a 3.5mm TRRS cable, and the keyboard will terminate to your computer via a USB-C cable. Each half of the board weighs approximately 350 grams, and approximately 100 will be produced. This board will probably do well as a one-run board, especially for that split community. I'm happy that IO3 is going with a standard plug and chug instead of trying some crazy wireless solution here. Unfortunately, that layout ain't for me, Chief. Our next topic it's a bit of an interesting one because I don't usually cover OEM happenings and releases, but this one is definitely more enthusiast aimed than the usual attempts. NIS Keyboards of NIS Topra clone fame / their own electrocapacitive fame is currently running a group buy for the Atom68 aluminum case. The Atom68 is an aluminum case that has compatibility for both MX builds as well as their own electrocapacitive builds. While it's not a proper Topra custom, it's an electrocapacitive custom, and that in itself is pretty awesome. So the cases are $240 for an anodized version, $280 for an E-white version. On top of that, you'll need to spend either $20 for an anodized plate, $30 for an E-white plate, or $50 for a brass gold PVD plate. Well, that means not only is there an aluminum plate, but a different option as well with that brass plate with an electrocapacitive board. While in my opinion, NIS electrocapacitive domes and sliders aren't as good as their Topra counterparts, they can still be decent when lubed up pretty well. Now there's an aluminum case option. I feel like it opens up a lot of potential. The final price may add up to be quite a bit because on top of the prices I just mentioned, you still need to buy the parts for the board. By the end of it, you're going to be looking at north of $320 depending on your options. Ryan Norbauer has already demonstrated there is a market for making aftermarket cases for OEM boards, and it looks like NIS is following in his footsteps by working with the community directly. Last but not least in the news is PCB Services, specifically PCB Services from Gondo Linderum. I just call him Gondo. Gondo is a Brazilian mechanical keyboard enthusiast and a pretty nice guy overall. Known for the Shark PCB, Dottle 60, Arctic PCB, and a few more, Gondo is no stranger to designing his own PCB or any kind of keyboard PCB. If you're working on your own project and you may be looking for someone to help you with the PCB side of the project, check out the link for the specifics. Gondo does go through information, pricing, prototypes, etc., all that jazz. Before we end the episode today, please consider checking out the links I have below. If you like my content and you want to support me, a like and sub would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to go the extra mile, I do have a Patreon that helps me pay for the production of all these videos. I have a Discord link down below where we can hang out and talk about keyboard stuff all day with all sorts of keyboard enthusiasts. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.